important structure that we had in the pre-colonial Igbo political system was the age grade. The age grades were young men that belonged to the same age group, and they performed the following functions. So people of probably from 50 to 20, they would form a age grade. Another from 20 to 25 would probably form another age grade, or just like that. So young men that belong to the same age group are people who formed what we call the age grade, and they had specific functions that they performed. They were part of the administration of the village. They were part of those that you would remember that we said that the Igbos, they did not have a centralized system. They diffused the powers to different bodies. So the age grade also had their own power in the administration of the Igbo pre-colonial times. They had the functions they play in the administration. They were the ones that were in charge of the defense of the village, unlike the Hausa pre-colonial system, where the Madwaki is the commander of the army and was in charge of defending the emirates from external attacks. In the Igbo pre-colonial times, the age grades are the ones that defend the village, and then they were important. They were the ones that maintained law and order in the Igbo pre-colonial time. So whenever somebody offended, they were the ones to melt out punishment. Whenever there was people were fighting, they were probably the one that would settle the fight and all those stuff. So they were important. They were an important structure that maintained law and order in the Igbo pre-colonial times. They were the ones that implemented the policies made by the elders. For example, the elders have said nobody should come out after 7 o'clock in the evening. They were the ones that would make sure that policy they made is followed. So whoever is outside, get back to your house. There is also the age grade also performed the function of the ceremonial and cultural functions. So they were in charge of ensuring that the annual festivals went on well, and they also performed cultural duties. They would dance in the ceremonies, and they were in charge of ensuring ceremonial and cultural functions. They were in charge of the ceremonial and cultural functions. The next structure we'll be looking at in the Igbo pre-colonial period is how executive functions were carried out in the Igbo pre-colonial times. The affairs of the village were from time to time discussed by the family heads, which form the council of elders. So the affairs of the village were discussed by the family heads, and every adult had the power to contribute. So if the person was an adult, then the person could contribute when issues affecting them. When the elders were discussing issues affecting them. The next thing we'll be looking at is legislative functions. The villagers made the rules, the laws themselves, unlike the Hausas, where they followed the Islamic laws. In the Igbo pre-colonial time, in system of government, the villagers made the law themselves, and even the age grades would enact a law that the elders would follow. So the village together, they made the laws, and they ensured that all of them, even the elders, the young ones, everybody followed the laws that were made. The next is the judiciary functions. How did they punish offenders, people that broke the laws? And the family heads settled disputes between families. So the family head of a village would settle the disputes between the disputes that occurred within their village. So the family head settled disputes between families in their village, within their village, while serious cases were referred to the council of elders. Just to reiterate what I said earlier, the council of elders is the gathering of all the family heads of each village. Family heads are the heads of every village, and then the family heads all together of every village coming together is what forms the council of elders. Very important. The next structure that we had in the Igbo pre-colonial political system are people that we call the Ozo title holders. This title was only for people that were rich. The title was very expensive, and only influential men could hold the title. I know somebody saying yes, right from the pre-colonial times, the Igbo liked money. Yes, only those that had money could hold the Ozo title. It was a very expensive and influential title, but only people with money, only influential men would hold the title. And the title made the older to be recognized in the society. So anybody holding the other title was recognized in the society, was seen as a very influential person. And the title also awarded the elders the opportunity to preside over meetings on issues affecting the communities with the elder. So also title holders could equally sit among could sit among the council of elders and preside over meetings that the council of elders were discussing. So holding this other title gave them the opportunity to sit among the elders when they were discussing issues and also preside over the meeting. So it was a very influential title. The older was recognized in the society, and it was a very expensive title because only rich people could hold the other title. The next is the fact that back in the Igbo pre-colonial times, succession to leadership was not hereditary. Because your daddy is the opera does not mean you will become the opera. The opera title was given to whoever they felt that yes, this person can preside over a meeting, not based on the fact that your father was the opera holder or not. And I know during the course of this class, someone is thinking, oh, back in the well, in when we watch Igbo movies on African magic, we have kings and queens and this. But back in the pre-colonial times, the Igbo they did not have a king, they did not have they did not have a king. It was not a monarch kind of system. It was Acephalus. They did not have any leader. They everybody had certain powers, and together they distributed the functions of the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary within themselves.